kind of just walk us through the end of the game and kind of what went on in the huddle before Jalen Lowe attempted the shot at the end?
Maybe just drew up a little play call, try to figure out what the best option was. And their defense kind of did something different than we were prepared for, so we just had to kind of hoist the shot up. We haven't had much time, so, play call, I guess it wasn't what everybody wanted, I guess, but at the end of the day, the game's over. We got another one Saturday, so just got to get ready to put the work in.
There's another slow start from you guys tonight. You trailed at halftime again. Just what's been the common theme this season with getting off the slow starts and trailing at the half?
I guess just putting points on the board, trying to play with extra pace. Coach me emphasizing about playing a little faster. So I guess we just didn't play fast enough for this game, but we get to practice tomorrow and just get ready for the next game.
Coach Pope mentioned several times in his comments about pace and wanting you guys to play faster, especially in the half court. What's maybe, from your perspective, not translating from the way you guys are practicing that and what he's saying to what's happening in the games?
I guess I wouldn't say that's not translating. I guess we're just making mistakes, and we're not trying to multiply our mistakes. But obviously, it's basketball. You're gonna mess up, and we just happen to mess up a couple times that we shouldn't have. But like I said, it's game over. Next game Saturday.
How do you feel about the movement, especially off the ball? Once the half-court offense, once it kind of slows down and you guys get set, is there enough there? And it's just.
I feel like we have everything that we need to win a game. We're just not capitalizing on the plays that need to be capitalized upon. So, like I said, get back in the lab. Get back to practice. Just make make less mistakes for Saturday so we can get a win.
What did you see? They obviously closed 15-2 the last 4.5 minutes. Just what did you see over that span?
They were just making shots and we were missing shots. To sum it up, they have pretty good guard play, good bigs, good wings. They played together. They know who they wanted to go to in late game scenario, and they found him, and he did what he did. So they put their scorer in a scoring opportunity, and he scored. So.
Speaking of them down the stretch, they kind of threw a different zone on you all every play after you all got of 8 down that stretch. Did that make it difficult for you all to score? And was that kind of a big reason why it was hard for you all to get easy buckets towards the end of the game?
Them changing their defense a couple times, obviously is going to catch any offense off guard because you're used to seeing one defensive assignment, and then when you come back down the court, you draw a play up for the previous zone, but they change it up. So really just we need to recognize what defense they're in, I guess, or what zone they're in faster so we can try to get a good play call and get a bucket.
Mark Pope said after the game, he said, we're not going to let this break us. How is the morale of the team right now, and how do you guys bounce back as far as just getting up off the mat?
I guess the morale of the team is, we lost a game, so everybody's kind of, a typical, if you lose a game, you're going to be upset about it. So we just got to let this game kind of die down after today because we can't be thinking about the game today when we play against Saturday because it's a brand new team, brand new game. So just do what we need to do so we can get the win.
Obviously, new starting lineup, and only the second 2.5 games, I guess, with everybody together. How much of this is maybe lack of chemistry, and where do you feel like you guys are as far as building that with the whole collective roster?
I'm going to say it's a lack of chemistry because everybody knows how everybody plays. So it's really just capitalizing on opportunities that we that we have mistakes on. So we make a mistake one possession, try not to multiply it. So really we just need to, emphasize, like I said, he said pace, and I said pace as well. So really just picking up little things like that so we can capitalize on our mistakes.
There was a stretch there late in the second half when you found some pace. The team did. What was going right there, and what happened in the final 4 minutes?
We were just getting out in transition, you could say, and we had great play calls and we executed them perfectly. But then towards the end of the game, we just made mistakes on the plays that we drew up, and that's going to happen every game. This is probably not going to be the last time that we make mistakes multiple times in a game. So we're going to be good. We're not tripping at all.
What specifically can you do to kind of generate that pace in the half court? A lot of people, when they hear pace, think transition, fast break points. But Pope's talking about it a little bit more from a half court perspective. What you guys doing?
You could say cutting harder, moving the ball, pop a little faster. I guess the bigs can run, set the screen a little faster. Just the half court offense as a whole, everything needs to increase our pace.
Pope talked about maybe simplifying some things in practice. Is that going over well? Does it seem like that's working, having some things simplified?
I mean, I feel like all our plays are pretty simple. It's just kind of the same concept. I just had different names to them. But Pope's a great coach, great offense. We have a great coaching staff. So we're just going to watch the film tomorrow, see what we can get better at, and get better for the next game.
Cam, what's the key to sort of holding this thing together? Obviously, you guys are going through some adversity. What do you need to do to just keep everybody pulling in the same direction?
Just staying together as a team, because every team is probably going to lose. I don't think there's an undefeated team yet, maybe one. So, I mean, you're going to lose a game in basketball. It's just, can you not capitalize on that game? No, not, I'm going to word this, man. I would just say that games like this, most teams are going to think about like for a long time, but we just have to be able to flesh it out and get ready for the next one. Because if you still think about this game to the next one, you're going to, I guess, not play as hard. You're going to be upset going into the game. So seeing a fresh mind so we can get ready for the next one.
What is the key to be ready for Saturday?
Just going back, looking at our mistakes, try not to make as much mistakes as we did today, and look at their personnel, look at their plays, just try to figure out multiple ways we can stop them, because they're a great team, they have a great guard, so we just have to be ready to just play our hardest. We can get a win.
Do you have any thoughts on why you're not able to get to the pace that Coach Pope wants to play?
Why can't we get to the win?
To the pace. He seems really frustrated with the slowness. He said it looks like we're in molasses right now.
I guess I don't. I mean, I don't feel like we have, I guess, a pace problem, you could say. I guess there's probably some plays where somebody doesn't might cut as hard. Could be through fatigue or something, I don't know. But I wouldn't say that we have no pace when we run our offense. But I mean, I guess if they say that, they say that.
Probably got to ask this already, but from your perspective, what went wrong over that final 4 minutes of that second half?
I would just say they gave the ball to their star player and just put him in multiple scoring opportunities, and he just capitalized. So he's a great player. They're a great team, great guards, great wings, great bigs. So they just capitalized on our mistakes that we made on the offensive end, and they scored.
BG had a couple of really solid plays there in that second half after kind of sitting on the bench a little bit the last few games. Just what did you see from him and his ability to come off kind of cold off the bench and still help you all a little bit?
BG's a great player. He definitely understands the game a lot. So it doesn't matter if he starts or come off the bench, because I know that he's going to do what he needs to do. And we all put our trust in BG. So great player, great teammate, and he's always working hard whenever nobody think he is. So it's great to be on the same team as him, for sure.
Cam, is a loss like this feeling different than like the losses to Michigan State or Gonzaga, which were just blowouts? I mean, this was one you got to be in control for a good bit of the game.
I mean, I would just say a loss is a loss. So.
Doesn't feel any different though, being up. I mean, like the fact that you got to in control, I think it's a little bit different than being blown out.
I mean, we lost the game. I don't know what else. I don't know what else you want to hear, but we just made mistakes kind of in the end of the game that we shouldn't have made. And like you said, we had the lead, and we just lost the lead. Kept making mistakes, and they capitalized on ours. So, just got to get ready for the next one. That's all I can say.
Cam, what do you guys have to do differently on Saturday to get your first SEC win?
I guess everybody say we kind of start the game off a little slow, so try to pick up the game speed, pick up the pace at the beginning of the game, and not make as much mistakes as we did tonight, and not turn the ball over as much, because turning the ball over just gives them extra possessions, and whoever has the most possessions at the end of the game is probably going to win the game. So just not trying to multiply our mistakes, we can try to get the win.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cam.
Yeah, very frustrating. That last possession, they had that offensive rebound. Should have done better on that. That's supposed to be my rebound, so I take full accountability for that one.
It wasn't just that one, though. There were several plays down the stretch. What was the difference in you guys just not making those plays or making the turnovers?
I think our pace was a little messed up, but we're still trying to figure each other out. Got guys coming back from injury, figuring out where people fit, different lineups and everything. So we're just trying to figure that trying to figure that part out right now. But we're working and we're trying to get better.
Malachi, what's the message either from Mark or the leaders in that locker room to try to keep you guys together and maybe things haven't been going well the last few weeks?
Just that I think tonight we showed a lot of fight, but we still didn't play our best basketball. It's like a lot of people say, our pace is very intermingled right now. But like I said, we got guys coming back from injury, and we're trying to figure out the different spaces where guys fit. So we're learning every day, and we're trying to make the most of it.
This is your first year in college basketball, but how is the morale right now with the team? Are they going to bounce back?
I can fully confidently say that we are going to bounce back. I don't think there's a single soul in that locker room that thinks we won't. We're all here together, and we're here to represent this state in this jersey.
There was a moment there in the second half when you guys found some pace. What was going on in that little stretch there that was different?
We were sharing the ball well. We were protecting the ball, and we were just making plays for our teammates. And that's a big focal point. We've had that since day one, just making plays for each other. And there's always that theory that if you make plays for your teammates, the ball will always come back to you at some point. So I think we were in that little stretch. We were making plays for each other, and the ball started coming back to everybody else. So I think everybody was. We were hooping.
Malachi, what was the vibe in the locker room after you see? I mean, Coach Pope picks up the tech, and then Ortega hits the half-court shot. I think the vibe was pretty good at that point.
Yeah, everything was good. We kind of just talked about transition. I think late in that first half, they just kind of started getting out in transition, and we're getting easy points. Then just staying legal, guarding legal. That was also my main focal point, and just to keep rebounding the ball and just to be physical.
How do you think you play personally?
I don't dwell on personal performances. This is a team game at the end of the day, so I could care whether I had 0 points or 30 points. If we would have won, then I'd be the happiest guy in the world. So, but that last possession there, I didn't get the defensive rebound, and they got 2 more free throws, and I think that kind of sealed the game. So I take accountability for this one.
Malachi, what needs to go differently on Saturday for you guys to get an SEC win?
You just have to come with another mentality that we're a really good team, and I think we had that today. I think the game kind of just slipped out of our fingers, but I think we're coming with the same mentality, making plays for each other, and just hooping, being the best of the best.
Watching the game, the second half especially, it felt like you guys were up by way more than 4 or 5 points when that was the score. Did it feel like you all had so much momentum, and then what did it feel like as Missouri kind of started to earn it back?
The momentum, it kind of pushed us forward in the game. The lead definitely felt, I think it felt smaller than what it was. And so we kind of got a little hesitant. And I think once they started making their run, we kind of got in our minds a little bit, and the game it slipped from right under our feet.
And Malachi, I know a loss is a loss, but certainly a few of these other losses you guys have had, it's like they've been, let's be honest, like a little bit one-sided. This one was a little bit different. Does it feel different losing a game where you guys were ahead like the final minute?
A little bit. This one stings a little bit more because we fought so hard. We fought the entire game, and then we got down to that last possession and kind of just slipped from our fingers. So we kind of just have to learn from this game, move on to the next day, and get better.
Where does the confidence come from internally that you guys are the team that you guys kind of say and think you can become?
Just to stick together. I think that's really where the confidence comes from, because I think the way that we've been going in practice, I just think we haven't been able to show it in game. But like I've said before, we got guys coming back from injury, and we're trying to figure out where people fit. So I think it's just a matter of time before we play our best basketball.
You talk about a bit. You all went on a run offensively, kind of to get to 8 points, I think, with 4.5 to go, and then they just threw a different zone out, basically 6 straight possessions to kind of mix you all up and picking a basket. Do you think them making different defenses like that was kind of a big factor down the stretch of the game?
I don't think so. We have our stuff for zones, and I think we were getting open shots, we were getting good shots, and shots just weren't falling.
What or who do you turn toward in times like this when it kind of feels like the world's kind of collapsing on itself? And just what do you do in these times?
I mean, I turn to my teammates because these are the guys I'm with every single day. So I think just sticking together in times like this, I think it really builds us up even more, and it really just shows that we're together in this, win or lose, and that we're here to make each other better.
I just wasn't falling, you know. I feel like our guards are getting to their spot, but they're just going to connect tonight. And I just feel like as a whole, we just got to step up in that area on the defense. I feel like we still got the best front court, but, you know, we got to bring it every night.
0-2 start to SEC. What's kind of the mentality in the locker room, and what can you guys do to kind of put this behind you and move forward going into the next game?
Yeah, you know, we're trying to win every game, of course, but, you know, we got to, you know, keep our heads high, try to forget about this game, go and practice tomorrow, you know, and get better, and go get this win on Saturday.
Coach talked about simplifying the offense. How much different is it this year? Mo said something about that in the media thing earlier this week. How much different is the offense that you all running now?
Oh, yeah. Obviously, everybody know we changed it a little bit, but we all, you know, just got to know the offense, you know, got to run it right for it to work, you know. But, you know, we still in practice, we still working on it and just waiting for it to click for us.
And then obviously you guys are up with 4 minutes to go, I think by 8. What was kind of what happened there at the end? What did you see?
Just, you know, too many turnovers. Obviously at the end, you know, just gotta take care of the ball and crunch times like that, so we can, you know, come out with a big time win.
JQ, the last 2 games, hasn't played his best basketball. Just kind of him coming off an injury, you obviously can you just talk about the difficulty of just kind of coming off an injury like that, not playing for so long, and then coming out here and trying to...
Yeah, you know, he was out for, I think it was like 8 months or whatever, but, you know, he came off a big injury, but, you know, he's still, you know, in practice, you know, fighting for us. Obviously, he down there, you know, trying to get every rebound. He not worried about, you know, the mistakes he make, but I feel like, you know, he's a great piece for us, you know, and he's still coming in, great energy and working hard, you know.
We talked about you know, morale and everything, and how do you feel like things are right now in the locker room and everything?
Yeah, you know, I feel like it's still, you know, positive vibes coming in. You know, we just, you know, waiting on the offense to click. I'll say, you know, everything to click, and once we get rolling, you know, stuff gonna start looking real good for us. But, you know, we gotta keep our heads high. Don't focus on the outside noise. You know, it's a lot going on right now. We just gotta, you know, stay in our inner circle and keep believing in us.
Talk about getting better. What do you guys need to get better at specifically?
You know, just learning the new offense that we're running. I'll say, you know, minding on defense, and, you know, and just clicking, like I said. So, you know, just going in practice every day, keep working on it until it clicks.
When did you all put in this new offense? How long ago was that? Do you know?
I'll say it's something like we've been working at since everybody got here. You know, we talked about it, but you know, it changed, you know, throughout the games that we play. I don't have like a time like that to change, but it's just something we've been working on because we feel like it can work, you know. So we just gotta keep, you know, buying in on that and try to get it to click.
Brandon, it was another bit of a slow start from you guys. You trail at halftime again. Just from your perspective, what's been the common theme this season with getting off the slow starts and trailing at the half?
Yeah, just you know, the first 5 we put out there, you know, we just gotta go out there, you know, just fight harder, you know, believe in us, and I feel like if we do that, you know, we can start, you know, getting off on that fast pace that everybody wants to see.
What's the overall message in the locker room? Are you guys having an overall belief that you guys can bounce back?
Yeah, for sure. You know, Coach Pope always a positive guy, and our other coaches as well, and some of the players on the team, you know, the leaders, you know, like me, I'll tell you, you know, we trying to, you know, uplift everybody, try to, you know, keep digging out of this hole that we in, you know, and you got to have great energy to, you know, come up on the other side. So,
what are some of the things that went right?
I feel like we showed a lot of heart tonight. You know, offense was looking a little shaky. You know, defense, but I feel like we didn't go out there and quit. We showed a lot of fight tonight. So,
Brandon, you guys are really struggling at the beginning of games. It's been trailing early on in the last, 4 out of the last 5 games. What does this team have to do to not have to fight back out of a hole in the second half every game?
Yeah, just come out, throwing the first punch, and once we throw the first punch, continue to, keep throwing the punches when he make the rotations and stuff, so we don't come off to a slow start and trail at half and stuff. So.
What are some of the ways you guys are getting better?
I'll say coming in every day in practice, going hard. I feel like nobody got their head down right now, so I feel like that's something we're getting better at. Just keeping positive energy in the room.
Brandon, what do you guys have to do differently? What has to go differently to get a win on Saturday against an SEC team?
Yeah, just start off on a faster pace, I'd say. And when he do sub, we got to come in and feed off the first five energy. Buying on the defensive end and just run our offense. So.
Pope has talked so much